Good evening and welcome to the Bit Knitters podcast. We're back after over a week. It is Wednesday, May 23rd, 2018. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey,
How's it going?
it's all right.
Did you have a great long weekend?
Yeah.
Did you do anything like fireworks or just drink or?
No, I mean, other than going to meet my sister, I did literally nothing.
Which is wonderful, yes.
Yeah, that was nice. Obviously, that's I guess a note on an otherwise underwhelming fucking weekend. But no, I didn't really get out too much.
Yeah.
Most of my friends and shit all have kids, and so they got to take them to fucking like Wonderland or what have you. So it's just like fuck it, whatever. I'm done.
Yeah. We it was actually kind of an exciting weekend here at the old household. My husband got a new car.
Yeah, I seen
Not
that.
brand new, but new to us. It's only a year old.
Yeah.
And I got the old car, so I have my own car now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm a real
shit.
driving lady.
Yeah, Jesus.
And insurance is in my name and everything. And we did our barbecue. Sister Patty came. Thank you, Sister Patty. I just want to say this. She came and helped me. I've been very sick lately, and she did a lot of the gardening for me, so my house didn't look like total trash. And her son Lucas came and helped. So thanks a lot. And we did our barbecue and our fireworks, and it was really good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Now, even around here, there wasn't a lot of fireworks going off. Like normally, because I mean, I don't know if you remember exactly like our neighborhood, but like I'm on one court, and then across the school field, there's another one, and then the school field in the fucking park. There's only maybe 2 spots where the fireworks are going off all weekend. Where normally we'd have like every court.
Really?
Like, yeah, it was just a different year this year, I guess.
There's not a ton of stuff that happens here. Like I know we started going for like maybe the last 6-7 years at the school where the kids went to, and we do our fireworks. And each year a little more people come. Last year we had quite a few families there. This year there was only us, another family showed up, and then some teenagers shooting at each other with fucking Roman candles.
Yeah, that's fun.
No, that's dangerous. They had a toddler with them.
That makes it that much more fun.
Oh my gosh. But it was nice. And Scott loves doing the fireworks. He spent a good 10-15 minutes looking at the video that I posted. It was like only a short, like 30-second video, but he watched it, and he's like, he loves doing it. So
yeah. I mean, it's one of those man things, like barbecuing or like changing a tire, right? Like, I don't know, there's just something about it.
Well, you're responsible for making a show and entertaining people, and it's kind of nice. And a lot of times, you buy these big boxes that say 64 shots or whatever. You don't know what you're gonna get, right?
No.
So it's kind of nice.
Best one I ever seen. Same thing. They went out and bought a box, just your generic fucking box of fireworks, and a bunch of them ended up fucking exploding on the ground. They were just like shittily made. Like that was the best fucking fireworks display I ever seen.
People running for their lives.
Oh my god, yeah, because it's
they didn't stop. They just kept trying to light the next ones after the first explosion.
It's my my wife's uncle was the one that always did this stuff. Like he was always the one that I went out and bought the fireworks and did the whole display and shit like that. And me and him have always kind of, had issue with one another. So watching his fat ass run from these fucking fireworks blowing up on the ground, like, oh my God, it was just like, the funny thing is though, is it made him look like a badass. Like he looked like fucking fat John McClane or some shit.
Diving from the explosion.
Yeah, so fucking good.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was so fucking funny. And like,
oh my gosh,
me and his 3 fucking boys are just fucking tearing him a new one. Oh, it was good. Like, take me back to that shit. That was fun. That was fucking fun.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we only do May 24 weekend here. So anybody listening from out of the country, we don't have Memorial Day. We have our Victoria Day weekend, also known as May 24 weekend.
Yeah.
And it's big fireworks. And then we have another big one on Canada Day, which is July 1st. I don't really do anything for Canada Day. It's too crowded to go to parks and beaches and stuff.
Yeah,
I can't deal with the parking or the buses or the subway. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, normally I'm suckered into fucking going home for my dad's birthday. So,
yeah.
I mean, not this year.
I'm not going home. I'm not going to your home either this year. So I'm staying in Ontario.
Yeah. But no, I was thinking that the other day, though. I would really like to take a flight during Canada Day or July 4th for that matter. Like, I really would. I'd like to see fireworks from a plane. It'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I know in the lake you can take like the cruises when they do that. So you're like under it'd be pretty cool too. But I think it'd be really cool up in a plane or a helicopter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, should we get on with the show?
Sure.
Okay, so just a couple quick updates. I don't know how much time we'll talk about them, but we talked about our two favorite policemen that back in January got arrested for getting high on the job. One ended up in a tree and they had to call 911 to save him, remember?
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, they ate the edibles. They were on the job in the squad car, ate the edibles, and got so fucked up that they couldn't do anything. So now they've been charged with, here's the charges. So Vittorio Dominelli, he's 36, a 13-year veteran. He's been charged with attempting to obstruct justice and breach of trust. And Jamie Young, who's 35, who's only been with the force for 2.5 years, has also been charged with attempting to obstruct justice and breach of trust. And I guess they tried to destroy or hide evidence. The quote is to pervert or defeat the course of justice. So,
that all sounds fair.
Yeah. Like, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're cops.
Yeah.
You can't get high on the job. I think everybody knows that.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I mean, you work at a goddamn dispensary. You shouldn't be getting high on the fucking job.
I can't go to my job as a cashier and be high on the job, right? That's in my, even when it becomes legal, I can't be drunk at work.
No.
I can't, therefore, be stoned at work. So
it was one of the things that always pissed me off back when I used to do warehousing, was how casual everybody was with getting high at lunch or on break and shit like that. Yeah, and, you're whipping around, you're whipping around on these fucking 20,000-pound forklifts and shit like that, but you're high? Like, no, fuck you.
Oh, man. And the skids can literally crush you to death.
Yeah, right? Like, you're putting my life at risk. Also what? So your fucking existence is a little more bearable? Like, fuck, man. Yeah. We're all on the same boat. Like, deal with it for the next fucking 6-7 hours.
I know a guy who's like the biggest stoner I've ever known in my life. This is the kind of guy who, day, morning, noon, and night. Mm-hmm. He was a roofer. Mm-hmm. And even on the roof, when all his buddies would get, smoke, he was like, no, I'm not going to smoke on the roof. It's too dangerous.
Yeah.
This guy had the judgment, and I'm just like, what?
Yep.
There's a lot of people. It's surprising how much people, I don't know if it's surprising. It was to me, the realization, how many people will go home or take a break and not just drink, but they'll have a joint and they come back to work. Go to work high. I would never do it.
It's solely due to the fact of how it affects you. You know what I mean? It's not like drinking where you're inebriated, right? Like marijuana, you do get that false sense of confidence where like, I'm in control of this. Like I'm a little slow, yeah, sure, but yeah. I'm okay. You're not. Like you're high. Yeah. Like you're under the influence. Like don't put my life in your hands. I knew a hairdresser who would do it. She'd come and do hair. I mean, she did great hair. Yeah. But yeah, she'd go home and get stoned and then come back, and I'd be like, holy shit. Yeah. No, it's gonna be an issue, but.
Yeah. Well, it's already an issue. That's the thing. Now it's going to be legal, and I'm sure we'll see an uptick.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, it might be an issue now, but it's going to be bad come legalization.
Yeah. So, and here's another one. So we talked about these losers several times now. David Steffen and his wife Colette, who were found guilty in 2016 of failing to provide the necessities of life to their 19-month-old son, the one that died from meningitis because they gave him garlic and onion and lemon juice and shit.
Fucking idiots.
So last week they had the Court of Appeals in Alberta had upheld their conviction last November. Okay. But because it wasn't a unanimous ruling, they have an automatic right to a Supreme Court case. So now the Supreme Court has heard their arguments and they have ruled that they're allowed to have another trial in front of the Supreme Court, which sucks.
Okay. I mean, I guess I kind of get it. You can't deny someone the right to have a child.
No, that's
that's kind of a violation of our human rights. Like, who the fuck is anyone to tell me that I can and can't have a kid?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, we all know they shouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knows that these people probably shouldn't have fucking children since they let one fucking die to their own fucking mediocrity.
We have no rules in our country either that state like who can who has to be like neutered or
well, yeah, because like that shit went so well for China, like it's just
Africa and all these places.
We can't do that kind of stuff, but I don't know, like, I mean, in all honesty, they're gonna have a kid, regardless what anyone fucking says. It's just, I hope people that are close to them or know their location just constantly are calling fucking child protective services on their asses.
And remember, this dude is also going to be at like some homeopathic fucking conference.
Didn't that happen already?
I don't know if it's happened, but I know he was going to be
there. Yeah. Fuck's sakes. Like, that's the dumbest shit. Like, oh yeah, come listen to this fucking baby killer.
Even if I was the person who's like, oh yeah, you know what, soursop cures everything, I'm gonna go to this, you know, homeopathic thing. This guy shows up on stage, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Well, that's it though. Like, who the fuck's gonna sit there and listen to a known baby killer fucking talk about? And if
you listen to him and believe him, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Well,
you should be neutered too.
I mean, if homeopathic remedies is your fucking go-to for medicine, then obviously, you know, you're not the brightest fucking bulb in the box to begin with.
Yeah. True that.
So,
yeah. So just so we know, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see what happens with the Supreme Court, and we'll let you guys know. So, let's talk about the biggest story of the day, I think. And I think it was everywhere. I couldn't not avoid this today. And it was the story of the guy whose parents have kicked him out of the house.
That shit's amazing. Like,
so there's a 30-year-old guy who lives with his parents in New York State somewhere. He's 30 years old. Since February, they've been trying to evict him. They've been sending him very official letters. You know, we've given you 14 days to vacate. We will enforce this decision. February 18. Here's another one, 30 days to vacate. They even offered him money to secure his own apartment. They're offering him money to help him get his car fixed. All kinds of stuff. This guy will not leave. And I guess the laws are different. Like, you can't just change the locks and throw his shit out on the lawn in New York.
Okay.
So that's why they didn't just go about it that way, which is what I would have done. But so today they went to court, or yesterday they went to court. And after a half an hour of literally arguing with the judge at court, Michael has been evicted.
See, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it at all. Why? Did he choose to be born? No. The parents chose to have a kid. So, unfortunately, that's a lifetime commitment, motherfucker. If I don't want to leave your house, suck a dick. You shouldn't have had the kid. No, it's not.
Once your child becomes an adult.
Did I ask to be born? Did I swim up to my dad's ear and be like, hey, bro, 18, I would really like 60 years of fucking bullshit life ahead of me. Fuck you. You did this to me. You fucking brought me out here. You owe me a fucking life. Now, of course, this guy's a fucking
succubus of the will to live. Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. Like, of course that what he's doing is fucking immoral. I'm just being an asshole. But
no, I know. I get your point.
Like, literally, though, like, he didn't ask to be born. His parents fucking did it. And if he's not comfortable being on his own, then, I mean, shit.
No, you can't. That means I get to go back to my mom and say, you made me born. Now give me all your money because I don't want to live this way.
Kind of.
No, you can't do that.
I think so. Look, I mean, again, nobody asked for this. Nobody swam up their pappy.
Born, but we all have to be born and live our lives. Get over it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You're not still living in mommy's basement.
No, because they kicked me out.
You didn't take them to court.
No. I mean, I didn't have money for a fucking court case. I couldn't even leech off their fucking money for a court case. But no, in all honesty, I mean, I don't think a parent should have the legal right to throw their child out if the child has never left home. Now, if he had left and then came back, then yeah, I think that's understandable. But if you've been okay with him living in your home since, you know, the day you guys decide to have a kid, then, you know, this is what you get. This is kind of what you get. You know, I do understand their point. I mean, fucking 30 years of dealing with, and I mean, I only seen one picture of him. You know, 30 years of dealing with someone like that. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I definitely understand, but no, fuck that. He never left. He's got every right.
Well, he's out. So, you know, he did go right back to the house. So I don't know how, they didn't say how long he has to get out, but apparently it's supposed to be fairly immediately. So,
because like I've always kind of taken a little issue with this, just the thought behind it of, we gave you life, like my parents, your parents, you know, everyone's parents gave them life, a life that none of us fucking chose. Not a single person alive as a fucking sperm or an egg fucking influenced their parents going, hey, no, there's this fucking little dude down there that really wants to get born and really wants to fucking do something about it.
Well, if you believe in Jesus, you chose your family as the soul.
Well, we all know Arthur's fucking stance on that fucking nonsense. But you know what I mean? Like, as much as I get why they want him out, he's their 30-year-old son. It's just, you know, I didn't ask for this shit.
Find him a girlfriend. Instead of trying to get him an apartment, find him a girlfriend and he'll want to move out and have sex all the time.
Yeah, well, you better get that fucking on the go soon before something fucking bad happens.
Well, that's one of the things they said something about take all his weapons out of the place too, which is a
Yeah.
little concerning.
Yeah, I don't know. There can't, in my opinion, like, I don't think there is really a case there, because again, it wasn't his choice to be born. The parents made the choice that have unprotected sex. If the kid was a choice or was an accident, what have you, they chose to do the adult thing and have sex, which, you know.
So are you advising him now to go to like a human rights court for an appeal?
I'd say you're violating my human rights. I mean, it's too bad you're not Canadian, because our fucking prime minister would award you $10 million fucking dollars. Seriously, it kind of is. It's, I don't know. Like, again, I'm a little conflicted on it. I mean, obviously, I don't honestly believe that, you know, he has every right to be there, but in some sense, I kind of do.
So, trying to put this in a way that won't reveal anybody. Never mind. We'll just move on.
All right.
But my son Boo Boo is allowed to stay here forever.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I don't know. It's just,
I don't know. Sometimes he's an asshole, and maybe I can't make it another, 20 years.
You know, when I was a kid, my dad always said, at 18, you're out of my fucking house. You're out of my fucking house. You're out of my fucking house. And it's like, well, I didn't choose this shit. You fucking chose to put yourself in an adult situation by having sex. This is the fucking consequences.
Because but at 18, he still lived with his mom, and then he moved in with our family.
But that's I mean, that's kind of like the status quo, though, right? At 18, you're supposed to get your shit together and fucking and bounce out of your parents' place. But at the same point in time, not a single fucking person alive today chose to be born. Yeah. So, in my opinion, our parents do fucking owe us, residence if we need it, because it's their fucking fault in the first place. I'm here. It's their fault that I have to deal with this fucking Trumpian fucking world that I'm currently living in. You know what I mean? Not my fucking decision. I did not decide this shit. They decided it for me. So I do think that if someone has never left the nest, then the parents don't really have a right to evict them. Like, I don't give a shit that they're in their twilight years and they want to start getting freaky with all the other fucking seniors down the road. I don't give a shit about that.
Maybe they just don't want to smell him anymore or something.
Well, he does look like someone that has an odor. Like, that's for sure. Yeah. And again, I mean, all I read was, whatever that article said. Like, I don't know about him or his personal fucking life or his hygiene.
I didn't watch any of the interviews with him. He seems like he seems intolerable.
Yeah. Like, he seems like someone that I would personally want to kick the fuck out of my own home. Yeah. Right? Like, I do understand that.
They should have sent him off to college across the country and then moved away.
Yeah. Or that. Like, I have no issue with that, because again, you got them out of your fucking home.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't agree with it was okay for him to live there forever, but now it's, we have to fucking get the courts involved.
Well, maybe they have, they're like, Michael, you really do need to get your own apartment. Maybe they've been trying it, and he's like, oh, I'll do it, Mom. I'll do it this year. And
I mean, that's it. Like, that article really had no details except for the shit show of the court proceedings, essentially. Yeah. Because it seemed like a fucking real fun time.
Yeah. He wanted, the judge ordered him to come close to the bench to talk to him, and he wanted to take the whole podium of microphones because the media had set up their microphones on the podium, and he didn't want them to miss what was said by him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe
he's been on CNN, he's been on NBC. He's definitely, making the rounds.
Yeah, maybe that's his plan. Maybe the plan
he should make a book or something about, like, my life as a 30-year-old Vic D or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, I don't know. Like, I've seen it. I've seen it before. I've seen, adults live with their parents their entire lives.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I do have that kind of, maybe it is more of my own personal hate towards the fact that I am forced to now live. You know what I mean? Like, a choice that I was never fucking given. Like, nowadays with everything having to be about consent, can't even wipe a fucking child's ass without consent.
Oh my God, like, that one. Yeah.
Who got my consent for me to fucking have to live? Like, who, you know what I mean? I never consented to fucking death, cancer, and taxes, but like now this is the world I fucking live in.
Well, you can't really get consent from a sperm and an ova, right?
That's what I mean, though, right? Like, it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit more of an asshole today, but I don't like that.
That's okay. That's okay. You can be an asshole. So when we had our I know we had the big story in Hawaii that the missiles were coming a couple months ago. So Canada started testing out their emergency alert system because, Canada does not want to be left behind.
Well, of course not.
From a shit show. And so I didn't get the Ontario warning. Did you?
The Amber Alerts?
Not the Amber Alerts, the actual test alerts. They sent out a test alert
Yeah,
the same day as the Amber Alert, but it was different than the Amber.
Yeah, I got all those.
Yeah, I did not get them. So when the end of the world comes, screw Jacqueline.
I don't think, though, it was over all cell phone service or internet service providers. Because Liz was the same thing. Liz didn't get them.
Well, I heard people, I thought everybody was supposed to get them, but then, yeah, a lot of people fell through the wayside.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it was supposed to be like all encompassing. Like every single fucking person in the province is supposed to get them at the exact same time. Yeah, that's the point of it.
Yeah. So, well, Lake Worth in Florida, they have their, alert system too. And this weekend at 1:41 in the morning, sent out this exact message: power outage and zombie alert for residents of Lake Worth and Terminus. There are now far less than 7,380 customers involved due to extreme zombie activity. Restoration time is uncertain.
Huh.
Can you imagine getting that? I know Terminus, if you're a Walking Dead fan, you're going to know that's Terminus. It's probably a joke. I mean, any zombie alert is probably a joke.
Yeah.
But it's still, in the middle of the night, I'd probably be like, what the fuck? And I'd probably be still scared.
I guarantee you there's some fucking idiots that went out and grabbed their shotgun and stood on their fucking lawn. Just waiting to murder something.
Especially in Florida.
Yeah, like, absolutely. They went out and grabbed their tactical fucking alligator, and they were just waiting. Just fucking waiting.
Jeez, though, like, who's writing these messages? Is there a preset of messages, or is there somebody who does it? And
I'd imagine that they're already written out, selected. I can't see it being like a case by case, except for obviously the Amber Alerts.
Yeah.
But something like that, like natural disasters or fucking zompocalypse, apparently, I can't see that being, incident by incident. It would have to just be one kind of something that they already have.
Yeah.
But that's stupid. It's crazy too that they thought they needed an Amber Alert for fucking zombies, though. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck am I not being told?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. And now people are like, are we sure there weren't really zombies? And they're covering it up now?
Yeah. Like,
people love a conspiracy theory, right?
Like, did somebody finally weaponize rabies? Like, do I have to be fucking worried?
Did you see this fool in BC who's given rabies he's putting rabid dog saliva into children as some sort of treatment?
Treatment for what? His own fucking failures as a human being? What the fuck?
Let me see if I still have that article. I had it and I wanted to talk about it every time, and we ran out of time. Yeah, some crazy man in BC. Yeah, I didn't think I saved it. Some homeopathic nut job is giving rabies saliva, like literally rabid dog saliva, to children to treat whatever disease, probably autism, because that's
yeah, that's
really wants to get yeah, this fool. But the police and government warned about it and said it's not approved by the government. Please don't do this.
Well, I'd fucking hope they'd say that.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus fuck.
But can you imagine being the person and the doctor says, what's really going to cure your son's autism? Some rabid dog saliva.
I mean, fuck, I ain't a chemist, I ain't a doctor. Maybe it does. You know what I mean? Maybe it does.
I'd be like, I need a second opinion.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't be the fucking guinea pig in that scenario, because, there's only one cure for rabies, and that's a fucking lance through your brain. You know what I mean? Like, there's no walking away from that, okay? Like, you're dead. Yeah. Like, rabies is a fatal fucking...
Yeah, you don't get it right away, man. Fuck.
Even if they do, like, they might be able to quell most of the bad fucking symptoms, but you still got rabies, and you're going to be rabid your entire life.
Oh, I didn't know that. It's not really gone?
No, fuck no. Everything that I've ever read about rabies is literally the only way to get rid of it is to fucking take a core sample, essentially, of your brain.
Yeah, I know that's how they diagnose it in dogs. And
how do you live with a fucking, 7 to 8 centimeter long section of your fucking brain missing?
Well, I think with people, what they do, they just give you the shots and prevent it. I don't know.
I've seen old videos from Russia back in the USSR when they, did rabies testing on human beings. And, it's not a pretty fucking sight. Like, it's not a pretty sight. Yeah, no, the stuff they used to do is fucking, it's nuts. Like, people want to talk about, like, even me, like, I go off about the Chinese and their human rights violations all the time. Yeah. But the USSR, they were doing
some. I know everybody talks about the Nazi experiments, and they were atrocious. No one's saying they weren't.
Absolutely.
Stalin did some next level shit, man.
Right?
And then the Communist Party in general. Yeah.
What was I? There was a bomb that exploded. It was they were just making this fucking bomb. It wasn't a nuclear bomb. It was just a, a high yield bomb. Thing fucking went off in the factory, and it was like 76 fucking people died instantly. 30 to 40 others died due to the cause of it afterwards. Right. This happened sometime in the mid 70s, and only now do people fucking know about it because they hid the whole thing. Mm. So like you're talking 100 so odd people whose fucking family members died and never heard a goddamn thing from it because the goddamn commies in power.
You couldn't have petitioned the government to find out what happened. You just Pavel didn't come home today, and that's it.
I guess we get more bread from the bread line.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Because you couldn't be like, hey, where's Pavel? Because they would have been like, put a bullet in their head too.
Exactly, right? You've asked way too many questions. Well, I asked one. That's one too fucking many.
Yeah.
Sorry about your luck. But
yeah.
Fucking zombies. That's good.
That's crazy. You like going up to cottage country, Arthur?
I used to. I haven't in a while. I'm supposed to this weekend.
Well, I hope you're not going to Myers Lake.
I do.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. I want to.
We have a beautiful area up north, and it's called Muskoka, and it's all around Georgian Bay, and it's beautiful. A lot of rich hoity-toity people live up there. And now at Myers Lake, they have extended the region's existing noise bylaws into the daytime. So 24 hours a day, you cannot be loud. That means no loud music, no singing, no screaming, no whistling. I mean, if your kids are up there playing and they laugh loudly, is that going to be fine?
Yep.
This is ridiculous.
Yep.
Your cottage is there to have fun. I know a lot of people want to relax. Stick in some freaking noise-canceling headphones. Jesus.
And take your old ass down to fucking Florida with the rest of the snowbirds. Fuck out of here. Anybody... I mean, I doubt anyone who fucking goes to Myers Lake is listening, but hey, if you are, give me a fucking shout. I'll get some buddies together, and I will set a full fucking metal band up on your lawn, and I will piss off every single fucking person in that town. And when the bylaw officer comes around, I'll tell him to suck my dick, and I'll sing a fucking song for him.
You better not jump into the water too loudly and make a loud splash.
Like, are you
no engines on your boats? You can only canoe? Like, what's
fuck's sakes.
On.
I was saying this, so when I went to meet my sister, not when I went to meet her, but I was invited to her house the day after. And they live in a beautiful neighborhood up in Thornhill, like gorgeous neighborhood. So they're in the middle of eating dinner. I didn't want to disturb them, so me and Liz start driving around to, kind of gawk at the rich people's houses.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing these notices on people's lawns. And it's, lawn isn't cut to HOA's, like, guidelines or some shit. And these lawns were beautiful. They were manicured fucking nice, but one neighbor's lawn was maybe an inch taller than the others. Mm-hmm. And I was saying to Liz, like, I'd literally, and I mean this, I would much rather kill my fucking self than ever live in a neighborhood with a fucking HOA. And I feel the same way about this. Like, I would literally rather fucking publicly emulate myself, like set myself on fire in the fucking town square than ever deal with these kind of fucking rules. Fuck you. Do you pay the bills? Did you fucking buy my cottage? Yeah. Shut your fucking whore mouth.
It's awful that they were able to pass that bylaw. Like,
seriously, it's.
I mean, disgusting. I guess everybody's on there together, but you know what I mean. Like, you go up there, and you want to jump in the water, and everybody jumps in the water. You're like, woo! Like that's just a normal thing to do.
No, can't do it. No fun.
And I'm not talking. I mean, I agree. No one should be playing their music past 10:30, 11 o'clock. People do want to go to bed now. Everybody wants to stay up late, and
But why though? Not everybody that owns these cottages are people of means. No. Lots of these people busted their fucking balls to be able to own their little slice of fucking summertime paradise. And to tell them that they can't have any kind of fun, they can't make any kind of noise after fucking slaving away at a piss poor fucking construction job just to be able to afford this fucking
What about when you run your lawnmower? That's too much noise.
Oh, it's got to be too much noise. You better get out there with a scythe.
Every single noise I heard. Honestly.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, that's fucking, like, that's tyrannical as far as I'm concerned. Like, seriously, it really fucking is. And I understand, like, I should
change it to fascist leg. Jesus.
Yeah, right? Like, I shouldn't throw that word around. Like, tyranny is a fucking serious thing. Yeah. But that literally is a form of fucking tyranny. To literally tell someone what they can and cannot do on their own fucking property.
Yeah.
No. Unless you pay the fucking bills, you have no right. And to put it in as a bylaw to me is just it's such a fucking coward's way of doing it. Exactly. It's such a little bitch fucking thing to do. Like, oh, well, if I fucking grease some fucking hands and, the council fucking agrees because, I just bought them a fucking hot tub, like, I can't stand this shit. It really fucking pisses me off when people feel like they're entitled to tell me what the fuck I can and can't do within my own life.
Well, and what's the limit? Because now they're saying that they don't want any hooting or hollering, right? Singing, whistling, that sort of thing. What if it's just you and I and we're talking and maybe our voices are traveling? Yeah. Now we're too loud. Are we going to get a $180 fine because we're talking too loud?
I'd rip that fine up and wipe my ass with it in front of the fucking bylaw officer. Fuck a bylaw officer. Do they carry guns? Then I ain't scared of you. Like, literally, can you shoot me if I don't comply? Fuck you then. Go get a real fucking cop job. Then maybe I'll give a shit about what you have to say.
You ain't got no motor car to get repoed from them.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, fuck you. Like, fuck you. I don't give a shit. Like,
that's, like these Debbie Downers just trying to be the fun police. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, again, because I mean, it was never stated in the story, but you fucking know it's because some young kids with some money fucking
or
have
someone
a cottage
rents out their cottage every summer.
Right, they Airbnb it, and they're not cool with the hip hops being played in their white conservative fucking lakefront town. Like, fuck out of here. I don't give a shit. Like, let's hire fucking Drake and all his fucking buddies to play a show up there. Like, I'm the worst person for these kind of things because this is what I always say. This is the exact type of situation where you keep telling me, no, I can't do this. Now I'm going to go to the fucking extreme and do exactly what you said I'm not supposed to, but to that fucking level of just absolute absurdity. Like, hire a fucking 9-piece fucking metal band and just fucking blare it over the fucking lake.
So you're basically going to have to get a whole bunch of, like, really fucking boring 60-plus-year-olds living there. Because if you have any family coming up, sorry, little Johnny, you got to be quiet. You can't have fun.
Yeah. Ethel's fucking pacemaker can't take it.
Let's hope none of them have a medical emergency and have to scream for help.
Yeah, because I'd call a bylaw officer on them. Like, straight up. Like, yo, this person's making way too much noise. I hope they fucking die. Like, it's so fucking dumb. It's just so dumb. Yeah. And again, it just aggravates me when people believe that they have the right to tell what other people can and can't do on their own property.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand here that we can't truly own property. We're not allowed to actually own land here in Canada. But is the government paying for the fucking taxes? No, then it's mine. You know what I mean? And you're not telling me what I can and can't do.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to have a freaking, cottage party, I should be allowed to have a cottage party.
Like I said, if I want to hire a fucking, an EDM fucking DJ to play fucking dubstep starting at 3 a.m. and you know what I mean, going into the fucking early hours in the morning, just shut your mouth. Like, shut your fucking mouth. I pay for this. Do you pay for it? No? Okay, then go to hell. Like, I literally don't give a fuck.
Fuck you.
If you want that fucking peace and solitude, then go get your pilot's license and fly up to one of the thousands of lakes that are inaccessible by roads in Ontario. Then you'll get your peace and fucking quiet. Then you can sit there and fucking, you can huff and puff about how much you had it better in your day when you were allowed to fucking, discriminate against anybody at will. Like, fuck out of here. I don't give a shit about you. I hate people.
I just think that everybody should, if you have access to Myers Lake through another, lake system or whatever, and you have a really loud boat, just drive there.
Yeah.
Just drive there.
It's good.
On their weekend, because they hate loud boats.
Yeah. I hope it ruins. Like, I hope this backfires completely on them. I mean, every time I see this kind of stuff, I really hope it backfires. There was a story. There's a video I watched a few years ago of this guy who hung Christmas lights in England, and it was the same thing. There was this weird HOA fucking situation going on where your Christmas lights could only be a certain color of a certain length, and they had to be in a certain pattern. So he wrote something like HOA equals a bell end, which, I mean, in England, it's the knob of a fucking dick.
Yeah,
and he got arrested. Like, it was so fucking funny. And he, like, the thing I loved the most was how fucking defiant he was. Like, he didn't care. He's like, all right, charge me, take me to jail. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not taking him down. And you have no right to go on my property and remove anything I fucking put up there. Like, that's literally the type of shit I would do.
Yeah, I would never move to a place where I have an HOA.
No, like I said, I would much rather fucking kill myself in public than ever have to deal with someone's fucking tyrannical fucking nonsense telling me how high my grass can be. Like if one person even on my street said, "Hey Art, your lawn's looking a little rough," I would stop cutting my lawn for the next 6 fucking years. I would sink fucking toilets and washing machines on the motherfucker. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you to even talk to?
The bitch next door would definitely call the city on you.
Yeah, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't give a shit. Like I would line my fucking property line with old fucking toilets. Like literally, like I don't care. And I'm not the only asshole out there. There's people out there that are even worse than fucking I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like they're opening a can of worms with this shit, and I really do hope it stinks as much as I'm thinking it's going to. Just fuck them people. Fuck you, entitled fucking brats.
Yeah. Well, let's get Arthur's blood going some more.
Woo!
It's one of my favorite pastimes. Here in Canada, we have a very famous painter who's been dead for a long time now, but her name was Emily Carr. We all learn about her in school, and, you know, she's super famous. Well, I guess the biggest art gallery here in Toronto, at least, the Art Gallery of Ontario, the AGO, they have now decided that they're going to start renaming paintings that have offensive names, culturally insensitive names. They're going to change the name of Emily Carr's very famous painting that was called Indian Church to the name Church at Uquat Village, which was the name of the community where the church was when she painted it.
No, they have no right. They have no right. That's not your art. You have no right to rename some. And I believe she's dead, correct?
She is dead.
Yeah, no right. No fucking rights whatsoever. I don't give a shit if it was like N-word church burning cross. Like, I don't give a fuck. If that's what the thing's called, that's what it's called. Like, it suck a fucking dick. No, not cool.
I mean, like, this is a painting, and I guess I get that it's offensive to some people, the word Indian. I know it's offensive to some people.
Boo-hoo.
But you can't just go and change. I mean, this is whitewashing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're taking away. If she used an offensive term, should we forget that she used an offensive term? No. We should be like, that's the way people spoke back then. And look how far we've come that we don't use that term anymore.
Right. It's even like all the people that try to remove the N-word or references to it in, what was it, Huckleberry Finn or whatever.
Yeah, and the books. That drives me crazy. I know it's offensive, but that's the way they spoke back then.
You know, I don't understand this revisionist fucking nonsense. Like, how the fuck is it? How am I supposed to think? This is not the only
painting they're going to do. Their plan is to do every painting that has a, quote, you know, culturally insensitive name or word in the title to change the titles.
My thing, I don't even know how to fucking say this without, like, just coming off as a complete fucking bigot. So I'm trying to choose my words right here. Fuck. it's so much harder because I just want to go off. How am I supposed to perceive the world? So everything that happened in the past is completely deplorable. We should completely rewrite it. Nothing insensitive should ever be talked about ever again. But yet the same people that are championing that type of sentiment are the same fucking people that love to shove down my throat the atrocities that happened in the past. Right? So the same people that tell me that as a white man that I can't even, in a fucking intellectual conversation with somebody, I cannot even say the N-word, but they're the type of fucking people that call me a cracker or call me a fucking cisgendered fucking scumbag or some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I'm so frustrated by all this shit because it's just
it's
wrong.
Like tolerance only goes one way.
It does. Tolerance literally does only go one way. And essentially the way I'm looking at it now, and I know, I mean, I kind of chirped at that one fucking idiot that commented on the show a little while ago. It's almost true that there's a case to be made about it being about the death of whiteness than anything else. You know what I mean? And I don't like saying that because it's, you know, it's an ignorant fucking thing to say, and it's not true. Yeah. But there is this weird kind of feeling that I get where it kind of is truthful in the sense that, I mean, if that was painted by a First Nations individual and it was named Indian Church, everyone would fucking praise it. They would high five each other.
People that call themselves Indians.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? They would high five themselves. They would fucking break their arms, jerking themselves off, essentially. But
I want to read a quote from an Aboriginal artist. So I can't say the name of his village or his his tribe. Sorry, it's a really weird one I can't say. But he's an artist. His name is Sunny Asu, and he's from Campbell River, BC. And he says, this is the quote: "I think the painting becomes more hurtful and problematic because it does erase that history." That means renaming it. It comes off as almost revisionist in a way, whereas it's repainting the picture of inclusion and intolerance that just wasn't there. He says that he would prefer that there was a panel offering Indigenous people's perspectives on the work, which I think is, fair.
I think the whole thing's just stupid. I literally do.
And the Emily Carr House, which is where, her historic house, they say it's tantamount to censorship, and it robs the artist, and it behooves us to examine things within the context of their day.
I fully agree with that. Yeah. It is revisionist, and I'm sick of revisionist shit. I really am. Yes, history has been written by the victors. Yeah, we know that. That's a human fucking fact. But you can't go back and revise the story to suit your own fucking bias. And that goes along with this shit. You cannot, as far as I'm concerned, ever go and change the name of somebody else's artwork, a piece of fucking art that has a chunk of their fucking, soul, their whatever you want to say in it to fit your narrative. Because, as I just said, your narrative isn't as inclusive as you fucking think it is.
It wasn't like she was painting some hate picture, like, let's burn the Indian village to the ground.
Yeah.
She just painted a picture of a church. And at the time, it was Indian church.
Right? Like, it's so fucking stupid to me. It's so fucking stupid to me.
Yeah.
Now, okay, prove to me that it was a church represented by First Nations people. What if it wasn't a church that, held a bunch of fucking first-generation immigrant Indians? Can you? Was there little red-faced people in front of the church? I didn't see any. I just seen a white church with a fucking forest background.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I understand saying that it was completely ignorant, but like these are the arguments that I will always put forth the stupid shit like this. Yeah. Like, if you want to come at something like this at such a stupid fucking angle, then I will come at you with the stupidest fucking responses.
Well, and I'm surprised they didn't go the full way and be like, the church in the Yuquot village where we forced Christianity on a beautiful people and took away their tribe and their power and their voice, and let's get right into it. But even this title, this annoys me. The title for the picture here on the CTV website, Emily Carr's painting Church in the Yuquot Village, is shown in an undated handout photo. Carr exhibited the painting in 1929 as Indian Church before it was retitled Church in the Yuquot Village. So even they're already using the new title.
Of course. Of course, the last thing that anybody can seem to be right now is on the side of the status quo, essentially.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're caught on the side of going, well, I don't see an issue with it, it is what it is, it's what it's been named, I mean, why can't we just leave history alone? Then you're now a racist, Nazi, Trump supporting fucking bigot who deserves to lose their job, their wife and or husband, their children. Any fucking money that you've earned now has to be given to fucking disenfranchised whom the fuck ever you decide. You know what I mean? The world we're living in right now is such a fucking shithole of this stuff. And I literally mean a fucking shithole, because I don't give a fuck what any of these people say. Not a single one of them actually believes in this shit. They don't honestly think that it's fucking detrimental to First Nations people. They just want to feel like they have some power. Yeah. I went off about this when Mar made his terrible fucking joke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And because the N-word to me is like, it's not even like the fact of like, oh, well, black people now use it as a term of endearment. No, you keep perpetuating that word so you know that white people want to emulate you, and then you have an absolute fucking power over them. An absolute power that essentially allows you to assault whomever you want for using a fucking word you don't like. This, to me, has the same kind of feeling to that, where it's not as potentially dangerous as being attacked. Like if I call this fucking Indian church or Indian church by force, whatever the fuck it is, the chance of physical reprisal is slim to fucking none. But by changing the name, it's now giving these people power. It's giving them the power over my language. And since we started this show, the one thing that I have never been fucking wavering on is a single fucking person alive going to tell me what I can and cannot fucking say. Not a person alive, dead, yet to be fucking born. Hold a gun to my face. I will still say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
And to me, this is an issue. This is a fucking issue to me. I do not like people dictating what other people can say. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. Should any of us be using hate speech? Well, of course not. Unless you're ready to fucking face the consequences of what issue, like speaking hate speech.
Like this lawyer that went in on the...
Oh, that idiot. Yeah, exactly.
He's getting what he's, what he put out there.
Do I think that somebody should stand on a street corner yelling fucking white power slogans? No, I don't. I think they should have the right to do it, and I think we should have the right to show them that there are consequences to said fucking to said speech. But to tell me that I can't say it, no, go fuck yourself. I'll say what I want. To tell me that this painting has to be changed because a couple of white people cried about it because they didn't want to seem insensitive, I don't fucking care. I don't care.
I'd like to know if she has any descendants or who's kind of in control of her artwork. Now, I know Diego owns the picture, right?
Oh, do they?
But I think so. I mean, they're changing the name, but isn't there somebody that would be like actually in charge of the works? Like when somebody owns a picture, can they do whatever they want with it? Can I then take the Mona Lisa and change it to, man looking bitch if I own it?
No, I definitely don't think you can, because that's not your art.
Rights, even if you own the art, can you change it? That's what I'd like to know.
Well, no, because
if she has descendants, or if Emily Carhouse is a legal branch of her, could there be a lawsuit and say, no, this isn't right?
I believe there should be, because that's not their intellectual property. You cannot change someone else's intellectual property. It's not yours.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right? It's not yours. You did not create said
intellectual
property.
I'm just going to say, I'm putting a 100% boycott on the Diego. I will not go there ever again.
No. I mean, it was boring as shit anyway. The last time I went...
I've been there a few times. Haven't been for a while.
The last time I went, they had this weird fucking display of a bunch of chickens with like literally testicles on their fucking chins, like big hairy gross fucking testicles. That to me isn't art. Like, that's not fucking art. Like, what are you trying to... Yeah, it was fucking disgusting. And like, I'm not disturbed by that kind of shit. That one fucking weirded me out. Like, I was like, what is this? Like, this isn't art. This is stupid as shit. But I mean, I couldn't go in there, buy that fucking monstrosity for fucking like the $3 million they were asking,
and rename it to KFC.
Yeah, and exactly. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that. I can't, like, I look at it like this. When I buy a band's album, now I own that music. That music is now mine, correct?
Yeah.
Can I now remix that fucking album, change all the fucking song titles of something that appeases my fucking delicate sensibilities, and say, well, no, I'm sorry. Enter Sandman is offensive because the Sandman has always been depicted as like a Turkish fucking sultan, and that's offensive to everybody from Turkey. So I'm gonna call it fucking Night little bitch. You know what I mean? Like, no, I can't fucking do that. So I don't give a fuck if the AGO owns the painting. That's not their fucking intellectual property. And this goddamn wave of fucking crybaby fucking revisionist shit just needs to stop. It needs to stop.
Yeah.
Like, fuck's sakes.
I remember going there in grade 9 for an art class, and we're doing the tour, right, with the the person bringing around talking about the pictures, and this weird like artsy weirdo guy joined our group, and he just had like the dyed black. I mean, especially for the age. The dyed black hair. He's wearing Doc Martens. He had on skinny jeans, which were in style then too. Yeah. And he had on a black turtleneck. But the best part was he had a purple like sweater, and you know how you would tie a sweater around your shoulders, right? Yep. He had it tied right around his arms, as if somebody would have had to tie it there for him, because he could not move his arms the way it was tied around his arms, like right around the center of his chest, and he just followed us the whole time. And I'm like, this freaking weirdo guy is, trying to steal our. Oh, they're so weird. They're
the most pretentious fucking people on earth. They really are. Like, I've never met a fucking, like, I mean, I can't really say I've met many of them. I've encountered a few, but these people, like, how the fuck can you look at a white square on a piece of canvas and be like, man, this is a really good commentary?
Do you remember when the big one in Ottawa bought that red stripe for like $10 million or some crazy amount?
Yeah, again, to
I should become an artist.
It always blows my mind with the fucking weird assumptions they make over the stupidest shit. Yeah. Like, again, a white fucking square on a piece of canvas, and somehow it's now a commentary on how democracy and capitalism has failed us all. And there's not even paint on this. This is just a plain piece of canvas.
The old meme where, like, there's a pencil on the floor in the art gallery, and they're all standing around going, "Oh, I think it represents, this and society." And
no, it's garbage.
It fell on the ground.
Yeah, it's literally a piece of trash, and you people are so fucking up your own asses. You're so fucking pretentious that you're literally sitting there going, "Well, no."
Art and everything. Or the weirdos that like make art out of their poop or their vaginal blood, or just no.
Oh yeah, no, that's fucking cutting edge, right? Like they're on
Yeah.
the cusp. I fucking hate
Yeah,
people.
the next time somebody jacks off on the subway and throws it on somebody, it was art, right?
Yeah, that's art. That's art, and you can't deny it. Can't deny it. You just can't name it something that might be potentially offensive to someone. So just call it like jizz on a bitch.
I was going to say jizz on the subway, but jizz on a bitch works.
Jizz on a bitch. But no, that's offensive to all female dogs. Fuck me. I guess I will have to lose everything in my life now because I said something offensive. Fuck. Like,
well, let's go on to literally the biggest news story of May 2018. And I mean, this was everywhere. We didn't have a chance to talk about it because we were off. We're going to talk about the lady who literally shit on the floor in a Tim Hortons.
That was so fucking good.
So this lady went in there and she's in Vancouver. Was it Vancouver?
Langley, BC.
Langley, BC. So she's in BC in this one, and I guess she had to use the bathroom, and they said, no, you have to buy something first.
Yep.
I don't know why she just didn't go in. Tim Hortons never stops you, but I think they might know her from previous altercations, and that's why they stopped her.
Oh, well, that too, and you also have to take into account the amount of opiate addicts in BC. So it's actually very commonplace there to say, no, you have to buy something before.
Maybe they have the key behind the shelf, or they have to press a button or something.
It's actually very commonplace. I know someone who lives in Langley, and they explained that to me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So they wouldn't let her use it, and they argued for a bit, and then she just pulls down her pants and rockets one out.
See, the best part is, though, she didn't just pull her pants down. She neatly placed 3 napkins on the counter. She knew that she was going to shit. Like, she walked in there with one in the fucking chamber, ready to fucking go. Like, this chick knew what was about to go down. And I've watched this video 100 times, and I'll still fucking laugh. Like, just to have the wherewithal to be like, nope, I'm about to fucking shit in my hand. I need napkins.
Oh my God. It's insane. She does a kind of bend over. She shits on the floor behind this like wall.
Yeah.
And like there's like a dividing wall between the seats and where you order and line up. And then she picks it up and throws it at the employee, wipes her ass and throws that at the employee.
Yeah. Oh fuck, it was beautiful. It was a thing of fucking beauty. I mean, the best part is though, because of her fecal matter getting in and around all the Tim Hortons coffee in that particular one, Langley, their coffee actually tasted pretty good. Like it was a step up from what Tim Hortons normally gives you. So I mean, hey, it was actually a win in the end. You know, we all get to laugh, and Tim Hortons actually made a fucking decent pot of coffee for fucking
tastes kind
once.
of nutty today.
Like, I mean, fuck Tim Hortons. It sucks because, like, you know, it's just they are what they are. You know what I mean? Like, we all go to Timmy's, but they fucking suck. Like, ever since Burger King bought them, they fucking suck. Like, that's another fucking thing. The Americans just walked in, took a fucking bit of Canadiana, and just
it's not
threw it
even
back in our
American
faces.
anymore. Now it's owned by a Chinese company, right?
Well, yeah, because Burger King isn't owned by an American company either.
Yeah.
But yeah, that killed me. It fucking killed me watching that.
Just crazy. I mean, I've been very public about my poo phobia.
Yep.
I can't even imagine that. I literally, in no way, shape, or form in my life can I imagine ever doing that.
I mean, how fucking mad do you have to be that you forego assaulting somebody?
Yeah.
Throw shit at them. You know what I mean? Like, I've been mad to the point where I've fought people. You know, that's a level of anger I think most of us have experienced at least once in life. And maybe not fighting them, but you know what I mean? Where we've really fucking been okay with if violence breaks out.
Yeah.
I have never been mad to the point where I took a fucking shit and then I was like, you know what? I'm willing to fucking manhandle my own shit.
Barehanded.
Right? Like, to prove a point. Like, fuck that.
Like, just think about when you drop, like, oh no, the roll of toilet paper fell in the toilet, and how we gingerly pick that shit up and then scrub our hands for 10 minutes after.
But to literally grab a shit, and like, she fucking full out went and grabbed a shit. Like,
yeah, she grabbed it all, because when she leaves, there's almost nothing left on the ground.
There's nothing there. Like, yeah, I was actually really impressed by that. Like, that was, you know, because it came out looking a little bit like soft serve, but without she fucking threw that, you know, she threw like a fucking 99-mile-per-hour fastball right down the fucking middle.
On the
like,
BC Lions, man.
Yeah, right. Fuck. Oh, shit was fucking great though. Like, that was so funny.
Do you think the people got their coffee comp for free after? Like, you're sitting there and all of a sudden you're like smelling shit?
No, I doubt it. They don't really owe you. I don't think
I feel
they
bad
should.
for the poor guy. I hope he didn't get hit. Did he actually get hit? You know?
That I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he got shit on him or not.
I think because you know what, he's just doing his job, and he just looks like this meek guy, and I feel so bad for him.
Yeah. No, I agree. You know, I say it to Liz all the time that I believe that. So I don't know about elsewhere, but I know here in Ontario that when you're in high school, you have to do a co-op, right? You elect a co-op, and you go out and you gain some work experience. I don't think that any construction or manufacturer, warehousing, anything like that business should offer any kind of co-ops. I think every fucking kid should have to go and work a service industry job and see how shitty people are fucking treated. So they stop being such fucking assholes to people in the service industry.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of my biggest pet peeves. It's like, you know, I got a friend who's constantly chirping about the minimum wage increase. Oh, you know, fucking can't even make my Big Mac correctly, yet they want this and blah, 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 blah. You know, they don't deserve it. It's like, you're there, aren't you? You're there using their service, are you not? Who the fuck are you to talk down to adults that stayed in the service industry? Are you not using their fucking service? Right? And that to me is the big attitude adjustment within regards to that. That's why I say now, like, every kid should be forced into a service job.
Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted my kids to kind of get a job at the grocery store we work at, because you know what? Hopefully in the future they'll be working jobs that they love, and they'll be able to appreciate those jobs a lot more, knowing what it's like to be working a shitty part-time job where you make minimum wage and people literally don't respect you.
That, and when you walk in and they say, sorry, you know, the ice cream machine's down, we can't give you ice cream, you don't fucking poop on the floor and throw it at somebody,
or yank somebody through the drive-through window because the nuggets are gone.
Yeah, because they won't serve you nuggets at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, people, we're so fucking entitled. And how quick we are to react by literally flinging shit at one another over our entitlement fucking blows my mind.
Oh, this woman went crazy at my store the other day. I don't know what she was looking for. Something in the flyer. Now, it was like the 1, 2, 3 sale, which is always like a crazy sale at my work.
Yeah.
And shit sells out. And we order. Like, people always think, why don't you order enough? You have 100 other stores at least ordering, right? Everybody else is ordering. The manufacturer never makes enough like they're supposed to, so we get shorted. Every store gets shorted. If we order 50 cases and we only get 30, you know, that's why we set limits. Right?
Well, exactly,
people want to fight me on the limits every time. And then when you run out, that's false advertising. You shouldn't put things in the flyers if you can't provide it.
It's not false advertising at all. Was the item in the store at one point?
Yeah.
Then boom, there's nothing false about said advertising.
Don't show up on Tuesday night before the sale's done on Wednesday thinking you're going to get everything in stock. Because they're not going to restock on Tuesday when the last day is Wednesday, bitch.
Right, exactly. But then again, that's just people being, you know, our typical fucking selves. Exactly. There's just a crazy entitlement, and everyone thinks that the world revolves around them. You know, they all need a fucking Socrates in their life to show them what the sun is. You know what I mean? Just show them what the big picture is. And people, like, I mean, obviously the chick that threw her shit, like, she was either a junkie or she had mental health issues. You know what I mean? No one freehands their own shit and throws it at somebody if they're fucking.
Nobody takes a shit in a restaurant. Unless you're like literally having explosive diarrhea.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's my pants or Tim Hortons floor, like, sorry about your fucking floor, Timmy's, but
see, I would poop my pants first.
No, fuck that. I'm dropping trow. Fuck it.
But you know what? I have a lot more. I'm gonna say respect, but I guess compassion or empathy for the Starbucks baristas. You ever see some of these orders these jackasses make? Like, people are just going in to make fucking stupid orders. Like 14 shots of this, 3 shots of this, 2 shots of that, 8 shots of that. Like, stop it. Just order the drink and get 1 or 2 extra shots. Stop being so fucking... I saw one where literally the person got 48 extra shots.
40? What the fuck?
Yeah.
So you don't even drink coffee? Like...
No, you're just drinking sugar and syrup.
Right? Like...
And whipped cream.
I got like, just go to the grocery store, man. Bag of sugar costs like $1. Fucking thing of maple syrup costs like, what, $3? You know, fucking whipped cream, 2.
But I'm sure some of them do it just because they can. Like, it's a shits and giggle to make people work hard like that.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, I have a lot more empathy for these Starbucks people.
I've always had a lot of empathy for people in the service industry. I really have.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
You know? And, I mean, I don't even mean, like, because, I mean, I've worked a few service jobs in my life. And it was even before that. I would never disrespect somebody like that.
Well, my parents were bartenders and waitresses, right? So We grew up with that, and I'm pretty sure your mom and dad would have instilled that in you guys too.
I mean, I don't know. I can't recall a time ever witnessing either of my parents berate somebody in the service industry. I really can't.
Yeah, doesn't seem like them.
For one, especially when I was a kid, Dad didn't really have a hold of his anger. So it was probably a good thing that, you know, and seriously, it's not to talk shit about my father, but my father had a bit of a fucking temper, you know, so it was a good thing that he, you know, never really flew off the handle at these people. Mom, I don't recall them ever doing that.
Yeah.
So not even through them saying, hey, you don't treat people like that, just through the example that they gave me by being patient and understanding, like, these are fucking teenagers working their first fucking job. Like, I will get my Happy Meal eventually, you know, don't act like a fucking asshole. Yeah, I don't know, but we need more poop throwing. We need more poop throwing.
I work at No Frills where somebody would definitely throw shit at us, okay?
Yeah, but then you could be the next viral sensation.
I don't want to be a viral sensation. We've had people throw, I know my boss, Joan, she's had someone throw a carton of milk at her and it hit her. I worked at another place. It was a wholesale store, and somebody threw a bag of dog food at one of the cashiers.
What, the one in Whitby there?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one service job I worked, and I had a few lovely encounters there while I was hawking the tobacco for them. Yeah. Those fucking people. You want to talk about entitled? Fucking
the deal with the are the worst.
Yeah, deal with the fucking cranky Chinese man who fucking thinks you short him 16 cents. You want to fucking you want to see entitled. Those oh my god.
Yeah, the store owners were really bad. They thought they're coming in and spending their money and they could just treat you like garbage.
Yeah. I was working as a janitor for a Burger King some years ago, and kind of the same thing. You know, this really entitled truck driver came through after the store was closed. Now the drive-thru was still open. Now obviously he couldn't get his big rig through the drive-thru, so he thought he had the right to fucking walk through. That's a no-go. That's illegal in Ontario. I don't know about elsewhere, but I know here that's illegal. You can't do that. So in his fucking fit of entitlement rage, he started smashing on the drive-thru window, not realizing that I was there. Yeah. And he started threatening this fucking old woman that I was working with. And I mean, like, he was like literally like, I'm going to crawl through this window. I'm going to beat the fucking shit out of you and blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah. So, of course, I get out there because no, fuck you. Like, I'm not taking it. I'm not going to listen to you berate this fucking little old woman who's now fucking terrified to go to the window.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And the second, you know, there's a man standing in front of him who's like, what do you got to say now? Whole fucking tune changed. Well, I'm just hungry and I don't know the area. I'm like, oh, so that gives you the right to threaten a fucking woman? Like, literally threaten that you're going to crawl through the window and beat the shit out of her? And I hate that stuff. I can't stand when people...
Stay on the highway. There's tons of, you know, rest stops that you can go to, even
so here's
in
the
the
thing.
city.
So the one I was working at, I don't know if you remember the area, but it's in Whitby down with the Home Depot. So in order for him to even get his fucking truck to where I was working, he had to pass a truck stop.
Yeah.
So what? Like, wait, say that to me again. Like,
an idiot.
No, I can't stand entitled people. Maybe that's it. Maybe people in the service industry should be the one flinging poop. Every time somebody comes in,
man.
You know, just keep a McFlurry cup full of fucking just, you know, the warmest, greenest fucking infant shit you can find.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right? Keep it up near the deep fryer so it stays, you know, a nice consistent liquid-ish. And when they come through the drive-thru or whatever and they start giving you a hard time, just fucking prison styles it. Ha! Right in the fucking face.
Oh my god. Can you imagine?
I mean, I
could. I think I'd like to work. I know there's a restaurant in Chicago where the waitress gets to be rude to you on purpose. You go there for that experience.
Yeah. Fun. It's a chain, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
I believe it's actually a chain in the U.S. I'll talk to a few of my American friends and I'll find out about that.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to like start a grocery store like that.
Yeah.
We should start assholes.
You know, just anything.
We'll start it. You can be the manager, and I'll be your cashier, and I'll be rude to people.
You know, there should be laws in place that say, like, if a fucking customer comes in and berates you, and you're working a shitty McDonald's or what have you job, then at that point the customer negates the customer's always right thing, and you have every right to treat them as bad as they're treating you.
I will say this at No Frills, we kind of do that. We're not super nice to people that yell at us.
Good.
I have a lot of customers complain about how rude cashiers are, and I'm just like, okay, I'll tell the manager. I don't.
Yeah,
because I know how rude customers are. And what I do now, I don't get a lot of rude customers, but when customers start to curse at me, or are they cursing in line in general,
Yeah.
I'd be like, if you continue to keep it up, I'm going to sign out and no one will cash out your groceries. And that's it. And I'll walk away. I don't care. I'm not going to be forced to put up with bullshit. I get rude too sometimes. Like I've been like one lady was like, where's all the cashiers? You guys never have cashiers. And I'm like, people are allowed to have a lunch break, aren't they? Don't you take one? Oh, you don't have to get rude with me. I'm like, no, I'm just giving you the same tone you gave me.
Well, even that though, it's something that a lot of people don't understand. It's not what you say; it's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
You can say a real friendly thing to a person, but if you say it like a fucking asshole, then
always finish up with "Have a nice day." They fucking hate it.
Or call them like hun or sweetie. Yeah. Like that one fucking burns my fucking biscuits. Like it really does. Like, because when someone says that to you, they're using it to fucking like take you down a peg within your argument, right?
Yeah.
And that to me is just so frustrating because I mean, okay, I might have called you cocksucker like 30 fucking times and said confrontation.
Yeah.
But I never said it to diminish your fucking, your footing on your argument. But the second they're like, well, maybe you should have just studied harder, sweetie. It's like, I want to choke you so fucking bad, you patronizing motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's a good tactic.
Okay, well, we should finish off the show. We'll be back on Monday at our regular time. And thanks for listening and have a great week.
Yeah, Bye. Don't forget to flank poop at people.
Yeah, just random people.
Bye.